please like and subscribe if you like this video. Have you ever considered using a pee cup? Well, you might not have, and depending on your age, you might not need it. But many years ago, I was traveling by car initially, and I traveled across the United States twice by car, and I found it was very upsetting to have to stop at various places to go to the bathroom, and you never knew what was going to happen. If you're going to find trouble, a lot of times it might be at one of those stops where you're just going out to use the bathroom, and by chance you get mixed up with somebody who has a problem. So to make my trip more leisurely and less stressful, I decided to use a pee cup. I found it kept me out of the gas station bathrooms, and because traveling across country, a lot of the stops are mostly men, it meant that I didn't have to worry about getting out of the car and going through the men in order to get to the women's restroom. The other thing today, because a lot of the bathrooms are allowing men and women in the ladies' bathroom, you can avoid possible problems in the bathroom by using a pee cup. The pee cup can keep you out of the bathroom, and you can empty your bladder in the car and just discard the urine in the grass. Very easy and probably much better, because I don't think putting all of that urine in the toilet, in the water system, and then flushing it into the ocean is probably the best thing for sea life anyway. And trees, grass, and so forth love the nitrogen in the urine. So using a pee cup, discarding the urine in the earth, is probably a very good thing to do, just environmentally. Using a pee cup is good for kids because kids are always having to go to the bathroom at the most awkward times, and they have to go pretty frequently. And if you have more than one kid, they never want to go all at the same time. One goes, and then a few miles later, another one has to go, and so forth. So if you're not going into the bathrooms, the kids have less chance of getting contaminated, and they can wash their hands with water and soap that you're carrying in the car. So they can use the pee cup, they can wash their hands with water that you carry in the car, and it all works out to be very, very easy. And you don't have to worry about other people in the restroom while you're taking your kids in there. Again, with men and women both coming into the women's restroom, it can be very awkward if you're taking kids into the restroom. In addition, if the dad has the kids, taking a little girl or any child into the men's bathroom might be awkward for the dad and or the kids. So using a pee cup can be very good and save problems that you might encounter in using the public restrooms. Of course, if you're pregnant, a pee cup is going to be very, very helpful, because pregnant moms have to pee a lot. The baby's squishing down on the bladder, and so there's a lot of frequency. You have to go to the bathroom much more frequently, and a pee cup is very, very helpful. With people who are over the age of 50, some people might find that they have leakage of urine or urinating on themselves. And you also often hear this in Jersey Shore, where Snooki and Dina are always saying they're peeing on themselves when they laugh. So that is one example where if you're traveling and you have one of those bladders that does have leakage or doesn't hold much, then you can use the pee cup to relieve the pressure on the bladder and let your trip be much more comfortable. Sometimes people, as they get older, just naturally lose control of their bladder, and they might smell of urine because of urine leakage and so forth. Having a pee cup means that you're not going to have as much urine in the bladder, less chance of leakage, less chance of having a urine odor on the clothes as you travel. As people get older naturally, there is a huge chance that there's going to be some urine incontinence, and a pee cup can be very, very helpful for caretakers who might take the senior person on car trips or other places and may find it easier just to stop, use the pee cup rather than taking the senior into a public bathroom. Getting used to a pee cup is the trick. So you don't want to start a senior using a pee cup when they're older because they won't feel comfortable using the pee cup. So starting it a little earlier while their mental status is better allows them to adjust to using a pee cup and have a better time in their senior years with using a pee cup and not having urine leakage or other accidents. Urine frequency should be checked out by a doctor to make sure it's not a urinary tract infection, and there are surgeries that can be done to help decrease or eliminate urinary incontinence, but they're not always perfect. In our current culture, where a lot of people are having more and more oral sex, I believe some of the urinary incontinence may come from increased pressures on the valves that keep the urine from leaking. Some people, by having frequent oral sex or by having rough oral sex, may find that they damage the valves and leakage will occur earlier than might be anticipated with normal aging.